Questions for Coach Clifford? Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, how will you start tonight? And I know you really don't have a choice, but how much of a challenge is it in this particular season to only have 8 guys? I assume some of those guys are dealing with some things of their own, even though they're able to play.
Yeah, so we'll do we're going to start MCW at 1, Dwayne at 2, James at 3, Chuma at 4, Kim at 5. Mo's ready to play. I'm going to be a little careful, but he's going to play significant minutes. Kareem's going to play and have to play significant minutes. And then Chasen feels a lot better, and he will too. So it's, with 8, just do the numbers. I mean, some guys, unfortunately, are going to have to play big minutes. And, it's just the way it is. I think we had one other game or maybe 2 other games where he only had 8 also. So it's, yeah, it'll be, listen, we're going to have to be on it, and they're obviously very good. But again, I mean, actually the last time we played with 8 in Phoenix, we played pretty well. So fingers crossed,
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
Chuma's coming off of a career high scoring game. He's obviously able to get his shots off, but notably he, you kind of pulled him there at the end after the mistake on the Jay Crowder 3. What did you say to him after that game to kind of keep his confidence up or show him what he needed to work on after that moment? And how did he respond to that?
Yeah, no, he's good. It's an overhelp, So in our league, it's, it's a play that happens almost every possession, and it's harder for young players. And he's super smart, super coachable. Actually, in situations like that, I don't do it in a negative way. I mean, I just show them. They all know. Everybody does it differently. Like if that was Vooch, I would have done this. I would have shown him too, so they know. And again, he's very coachable, and what do you say? It's a learning moment. So I think it'll be good for him. One of the things that we'll start to do, though, is we're going to start to put him down in the post. He can post, ISO a little bit off the lane line. And that's one of the things that I want to try to get to here in these next couple of weeks.
Paul Casanova, EDF Sports.
Hi, Coach. RJ Hampton's primary position is a point guard, and you talk a lot about keeping a guy and working him into that position and making him good at a single position. Do you see him being the point coming up soon?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's really been a combo guard. I think if you look at, what he did in New Zealand, he's played some point. He's played some too in Denver. He wasn't viewed as much as a point guard. He was viewed more as an off guard, I believe. But my plan is, after this trip, I think that Cole will be back. And so Cole will, play primarily at the point. And, with RJ, again, I mean, I've been studying him, and, he could end up playing both guard spots. And, I can't lie, Paul, this is with 4 new guys. I'm kind of scrambling around. Gary and Otto, I have the best feel for because they played more and I've coached more against them. Wendell's played pretty significant minutes, and RJ, is the one I'm trying to catch up on more.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, as you say, obviously you don't really know a guy till you coach them, but with guys like, RJ and Gary, how much does it help when you have a relationship with a coach of their former team to be able to pick their mind and get some insight as to what those guys are capable of and what they've done for them?
Yeah, for sure. So Michael and I had some communication last night, Malone in Denver. And the guys on our staff have talked to the guys on the Denver staff, the guys on the Chicago staff, and gotten feedback on all of those guys. And definitely, I think it's like anything, all information helps, right? I mean, the best thing you can do is sit and watch film, which is, it's a little difficult to do because, again, you got to get your team ready to play the game. So you still have to spend your time, watching Portland tomorrow, watching the Lakers, and some of it's going to be watching, just sit and watch.
James Hill, BNC Sports.
Oh, Coach, can you talk about this new era we're ushering in of Orlando Magic basketball? I know it's brand new, but when you look at a player like Wendell, what's your assessment there?
I liked him during the draft. We had him in here for a draft workout. I think like he's had a solid start to his NBA career. And now it's like all of them. I mean, again, we have to evaluate where he's at, try to target areas that he can play better in, and make progress. I mean, I think that's what it all is. And the other part of this right now, James, is I've got to get them all on the same page. That's what tonight isn't as much of that, although all four of them will be here and be able to watch some of the game. But as much as anything, we've got to get some team organization. So we'll fly earlier tomorrow. And when we get out to LA, we'll have a session where we try to get organized with, pick and roll coverages and team offense and things like that. And until we can do that, it's going to be hard to play well.
Looks like you have a lot of young talent to blend and to mesh together.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of younger guys, and to be honest with you, that's where I am hopeful that, Gary Harris and Otto Porter can play. I mean, you need older guys on the floor to play well, and they can help the younger guys learn. This is not a league, if you want to be able to compete well, where you have a lot of younger guys out there together learning how to play. That's what practice is for. That's what film sessions are for. That's just fact. I mean, that's the way it is. So you want to have a blend, and Ken Birch can help with that. Michael Carter Williams can help with that. T. Ross can help with that. And otherwise, like so much of this is the player development piece I talked to you guys about yesterday. You want to give guys a chance to play well during the games. And I'm just saying, having 20-year-olds out on the floor. Sometimes the biggest problem is not that they're not good players, it's that they're playing with other 20-year-olds. And that's just being in this league for a long time. So much of a guy playing well in this game is who the other four guys are on the floor with him and if the team functions well. And that's one of the biggest things we'll have to find out on this trip and try to piece things together. That'll give everybody the best chance to be successful.
Phil Rossman Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
You mentioned it this morning. You mentioned it again here, how you spoke to Coach Malone a little bit about the guys that you got from Denver. I know you have a previous relationship with Coach Malone, but how common is that after a trade that you talk to the other coaching staff and kind of exchange information on the players that are coming and going?
Yeah, I think pretty common. Brad Stevens and I had a conversation last night also. I think it's pretty common. I think a lot of it's depending on schedule. Like we all had nights off, so the team, we weren't playing. And I would say it happens a lot. I say it's probably more common with the assistants, where, those guys jumped on the phone and they talked to, 3 or 4 guys probably about each guy just to get some information.
Okay, thank you, everyone.